Welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Matt.
And I'm Nina. And you know, Matt, I want to share something with you. So I noticed that in Taiwan, people love standing in line. Like if there's a fancy new restaurant, people will line up even if it takes them hours to get there.
Yes.
And
famous food, you always see these huge lines. And I am always too impatient to wait for it.
Indeed. And even when I actually went to a friend's concert a few weeks ago, and I heard that there were people who lined up the day before. They camped out of the concert hall just so they can get better seats for the concert.
The day before for a concert. Wow.
That is crazy.
Did you camp out for that long?
Definitely not. I could never. I don't have the patience and the time. I wish there were a better way.
Well, you know what? I've heard that there is a new way to hold your place in line, and that's called using a line stander.
Interesting. Is it like a stand, like something you put there?
Well, it's actually a new kind of job that some people do, and we're actually going to learn about it today when we look at part 1 of our article called Line Standers, a New Kind of Job.
Interesting. Okay, let's get into it then.
People have jobs. They almost always need knowledge and skills to get those jobs. One job doesn't need those. That is the job of a line stander. A line stander waits in line with a lot of people. The line stander can wait for food, tickets, or a new cell phone. However, that thing isn't for the line stander.
Okay, so now we're talking about part 1 of line standers, a new kind of job.
All right, so let's find out. People have jobs. They almost always need knowledge and skills to get those jobs.
Yeah, almost always. It depends on what kind of job, I suppose.
Right, there's some jobs that are for people just starting out that might not have much knowledge or skills yet.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but eventually they learn, right?
That's right. Eventually they learn and they will gain knowledge. So knowledge is all of the things that someone knows or the facts that they know, the things that they have learned, and it's things that they have learned through experience, so through doing things.
Yeah.
So when someone has done many, easy jobs before, they'll have gained the knowledge to get them a more complicated job, which requires more knowledge and experience.
Okay. So someone who has a lot of knowledge, you could also call them knowledgeable, right? Okay. It means they know a lot of things.
Yes.
And you need skill. So skill is something you're good at doing because you practice it, right? So skill is usually something you can get from hard work, which is kind of different than talent, which is usually what you're born with, right? So for example, playing the piano well requires a lot of skill and practice. Okay. So let's continue with the article. One job doesn't need those. So one job doesn't need knowledge or skills.
Doesn't need those, so it means anyone can do it.
Yeah, that is the job of a line stander. So we were mentioning earlier, so a line stander is actually a person, and that job is for them to stand in line?
Well, let's see. A line stander waits in line with a lot of people. So the line stander can wait for food, tickets, or a new cell phone.
So basically anything that requires them to stand in a line.
Now, they said this doesn't need any skills. However, I think you need some skills to deal with boredom if you are standing in a line for so long, or at least some knowledge of things you can do to pass the time while waiting in line. So,
yeah, and if you're smart, you will maybe find ways to make standing in line easier,
And
right?
there might be certain people who are more suited for this kind of job. Maybe if it's something that you like to do, you don't need to go anywhere or move much. For example, if you like knitting, you could be making something while you are waiting in line.
Yes.
Or if you're like playing a particular game, maybe on a phone, you could just do that while you wait in line. So you would just be using your time well while doing something else.
Yeah, so then maybe you're not really wasting your time.
Right.
Okay, so you can wait in line for a ticket. A ticket is a small piece of paper, or it could be a digital ticket that shows you can do something like go to a movie or ride a train. So it's like a pass for you to do something. For example, she bought a ticket to the concert so she could see her favorite singer. Okay,
And you no longer need to wait in line for these tickets if you use a line stander.
Indeed.
All right, you can also use a line stander to help you buy a cell phone. So I have seen some long lines for these cell phones when they release a new phone, and the line standers would be very useful there. So a cell phone is a phone which you can take with you in your pocket and make calls using cellular signals, or signals that are sent to a cellular receiver and sent around to the different phones. But a cell phone is short for cellular, so they use cellular signals. We can also call these mobile phones, or people just call them phones now because most people have cell phones.
Yeah, so a cell phone is basically a phone that you can just take anywhere with you, right? Okay, so continuing. However, that thing isn't for the line stander.
So they mean the thing that the line stander is standing in line for isn't for themselves to use, or to keep or to have. So they're not going to use that ticket to go to the concert. They are not going to eat that food, and they're not going to enjoy using that cell phone.
So it sounds like a line stander stands in line to buy the thing, but for someone else. Okay, so in this case, I could maybe find a line stander to wait in line for me the night before a concert so that I have good seats.
I think so. I think that is the idea, that people can use these line standers when they maybe don't have the time that they can spend themselves to do something. So I think a lot of times when these new products are being released, it might be on a day when most people have to go to work.
Yeah,
so that might be a case when you need to use a line stander if you want to be able to get the new products or the tickets.
Okay, so let's learn more about line standers after this break.
The thing is for other people. They don't want to wait in line, or they don't have time. So they pay the line stander to wait in line for them.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about a new kind of job that doesn't need any knowledge or skill, and that is the job of a line stander.
Yes.
So a line stander can help people to stand in line for things like food or tickets to events or things like cell phones, and they can wait in line for other people.
Yeah.
But the last thing we learned is that, however, the thing they buy is not actually for the person who's waiting in line.
Yeah, so the thing is for other people. Okay, so we learned that they are actually standing in line to help other people buy something, usually.
Okay. They don't want to wait in line, or they don't have time. So they pay the line stander to wait in line for them.
And that's really interesting because people always say time is money. So in this case, they are actually buying themselves time because they are paying someone so that they themselves have more time. So when they pay someone, to pay is to give someone money for something you want or need. Okay. For example, she will pay for her ice cream with the money she saved from her allowance. That is really cool. I think now I will start finding line standards for things that I need and I don't want to spend the time.
Well, I was thinking that I should start finding jobs line standing because I can get some extra money on the side and I can, maybe I can even bring my computer with me and just be working on my computer while I'm standing online, making double the money. And yeah, then it's
easy money for you.
Easy money, double your money, just work from, let's say I'm working from home, but I'm actually working in line.
I wonder how much they get paid though. But we'll see. If I do ever need a line stander, I will be sure to find you.
I'm not cheap, but
well, I'll find someone else.
Okay.
Okay, well, we will see you next time for part 2.
People have jobs. They almost always need knowledge and skills to get those jobs. One job doesn't need those. That is the job of a line stander. A line stander waits in line with a lot of people. The line stander can wait for food, tickets, or a new cell phone. However, that thing isn't for the line stander. The thing is for other people. They don't want to wait in line, or they don't have time. So they pay the line stander to wait in line for them.
Hi, I'm Tina. 我们来看这一课的重点单字。第一个 knowledge 名词知识。I have little knowledge of French. 我对法文所知有限。下一个单字 ticket 名词票券门票。We didn't get the tickets to the concert. 我们没有买到演唱会的门票。Concert 指的是演唱会。下一个单字 cell phone 手机。You can't use your cell phone during the test. 考试期間不得使用手機。最後一個單字 pay 動詞支付，它的三態是 pay, paid, paid. I paid the driver in cash. 我付現金給司機。接着我們來看重點文法。第一個 have a job 有工作。Job 是一個可數名詞，意思是工作。我們來看看這個例句。Kevin doesn't have a job right now. Kevin 現在沒有工作。下一個文法 almost always 幾乎總是。這種用法多放在 be 動詞之後或一般動詞之前。Almost 和 always 都是副詞。我們來看看這個例句。Teddy almost always goes to work early. Teddy 幾乎總是早早去上班。最後一個，我們來整理一下 wait 的用法。Wait 指的是等待，它所搭配的常見片語如下。第一個 wait in line 指的是排隊。我們來看看這個例句。We had to wait in line to buy the tickets. 我們必須排隊買票。第二種用法 wait for 指的是等候。我們來看看這個例句。I waited for Polly in a coffee shop. 我在咖啡廳等待 Polly。以上就是這一課的重點單字跟文法，我們下一課再見，拜拜。
So then she totally called me over and I was like, really? Who's this person in the picture?
Hey, isn't that your friend Emma?
Oh yeah, it is. She is such a people person. She knows everybody.
People person? Does she turn into different people?
Not exactly. It just means she has a gift for getting along well with others.
Oh, I see. Well, you know, she's chatting with everybody, and even the barista seems to know her very well.
I know, right? I wish I could be more like her.
Yeah, maybe you can ask her about it, you know?
Hey, Emma.
Give us a...
Come over here.
Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about the term people person.
A people person refers to someone who enjoys or is particularly good at interacting with others.
Right, these people are typically outgoing, friendly, and empathetic. They are good at communication and have excellent social skills.
Okay, that's you. Yes, they are often very good at maintaining relationships and making others feel comfortable.
Here are some examples of how to use this term. You can tell that Amanda is a people person by how much she enjoys interacting with strangers and making new friends.
Or he's definitely a people person. He's always surrounded by his peers.
So if you enjoy being around others and are good at socializing with people, you're a people person.
Well, that's all for today's lesson.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.